of the most creative animated shows of the last few years, Smiling Friends has announced it's coming to an end. And strangely enough, the thing that worries me most about that news is what it says about Family Guy, and opens up the discussion of whether or not Family Guy is even still authentic enough to be missed when it comes to its inevitable end.
Ah, jeez, did I just hit that ostrich?
No.
Are you sure?
Yeah, he's fine. Keep going.
Like many other fans, I am aware that the show has passed its prime. However, I still do enjoy the new episodes. Not all of them. Some of them I absolutely detest. But I wouldn't say I want the show to be over, not by a long shot. It has already passed its prime tenfold, so therefore I'm well aware that the Family Guy will never be able to leave the legacy that it could have if it had finished in its prime the way Smiling Friends has.
Someone changed this classic kids book to make it all woke. Who would do something like this?
Probably someone who cares about their children. Add smug smile now.
So today in this video, I want to compare the difference between Smiling Friends and Family Guy and discuss how artistic integrity should either leave us completely satisfied or wanting more, and Family Guy will never be able to do either of those things. First of all, let's talk about Family Guy. The showrunner Seth MacFarlane has stated on numerous occasions that he wanted the show to be over long ago, specifically referencing season 7 as the point where he would have wanted the show to end, and fans often reference similar opinions of wanting the show to end before what many consider to be the death of Family Guy. Life of Brian, the season 11 episode. In this episode, Brian was killed off only to be brought back a few episodes later, after people had already gotten their R.I.P. Brian tattoos.
The dog on Family Guy.
The dog, Brian?
Yeah, Brian.
Man, stop playing for real.
I'm playing, man.
Brian's dead?
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
So needless to say, over the years, Family Guy has lost the reputation that it once had, and where originally... Sorry, I can't get over the tattoos.
You remember Brian?
Brian the dog?
Yeah.
Don't talk about Brian, man.
Family Guy has lost the reputation that it once had, where originally it provided a type of social commentary and controversy that a lot of shows at the time only briefly touched on. However, Family Guy was centered around being controversial and having an equal chance of being offended as part of its identity. And it had a reputation where people either hated it or loved it. It was always able to invoke those type of emotions. Whereas now, it's sort of like a tumbleweed in the wind. Personally, I still love Family Guy. However, it has become a big source of memes and criticism, and I completely understand why people undermine the work that is being put into the show, because realistically, nowadays, it's not about creativity, it's about money. The original writers are no longer working on the show, and most significantly, in my opinion, Seth MacFarlane, the creator of the show, doesn't even write it anymore. He has moved on, but the characters cannot, because they are being milked for everything they are worth. And it has gotten to the point where I'm afraid we cannot go back. There is no way to reinstate the legacy of Family Guy. And while one final significant great season would be amazing, it probably wouldn't even be talked about, because that's simply not the reputation Family Guy has anymore. Exceptional episodes barely get any credit if they're new, and I think that's because the show has lost the soul that it once had, and therefore there's no real way for it to regain the legacy or impact that it once had. However, Smiling Friends is a series that began in 2022. It has run for 3 great seasons, and for those in my audience that do not watch it, I will briefly explain what it's about. Basically, it follows a charity that specialises in making people happy. So our 2 main characters, Pim and Charlie, go on different adventures, helping people who are going through hard times. They do what they can to improve their mood and help their situation as best as they can.
This is gonna be great, Charlie. I love helping kids. I love kids, Charlie. I love kids!
Pim, I would really not be screaming that.
It has some exceptional episodes. Personally, it became one of my favourite animated shows very quickly. So when I heard the news that it was ending, I was upset because I binged the entire show in just a couple of days. However, after the announcement that it would be finishing and the initial shock wore off, I realised what the showrunners had actually done. They explained that they felt very burnt out, but also very accomplished with what they had already achieved. And I think anybody who watches Smiling Friends can see that. The show had a very strong first season, which was exceptional in my opinion, and all the way to season 3 continued to raise my opinion of the show, and it had widespread respect and a huge fan base. Now that it's ended, people are sad. However, in my opinion, that's actually one of the desired outcomes when finishing a show, because you should either leave people wanting more or leave them satisfied. And personally, I believe Smiling Friends has managed to do both, because of course I want more seasons. However, I also respect the decision to keep the quality of the show exactly where it is. At the end of the day, Smiling Friends took years of effort and was clearly a passion project. It's extremely creative, and every storyline is unique while still maintaining who the characters actually are. The showrunners really accomplished something special, and they also made the unique decision to end it while it was still good. And I think you can see where I'm going with this. Smiling Friends cancelled at its prime. Family Guy will eventually finish when it is completely drained, and only then. Family Guy also began as a passion project because Seth MacFarlane clearly loved animation and storytelling. He loves to sing, and he put a lot of his own interests into the show, including musical numbers, references to television shows that he grew up with. Peter's voice is based on a real security guard that worked at his university, and Brian is essentially a cartoon version of himself. Say what you want about Family Guy, but you can tell that Seth MacFarlane really did put his all into that show. However, it eventually got to the point where even he didn't want to engage with it anymore. Yes, of course he still voices the characters, and I'm sure he still is proud of his accomplishments, but it's lost the creativity that wants to find it. And that is something that I worry about when Family Guy eventually ends. Because Smiling Friends has ended, but it's still an open book. They might return for specials, and they might not. However, even if we never see those characters again, the show died with life in it. It finished, but it's not dead. You can rewatch the series at any point and consistently find good quality episodes with characters who never lost themselves. You can't really do that with Family Guy anymore. So my concern with Family Guy is something that I genuinely dread, because when it eventually ends, it won't have ended out of artistic integrity, it won't have ended because the creators felt accomplished. It has now become a corporate product, and therefore when it dies, the characters will effectively die with it, because the soul is gone, the creativity is gone. They still have occasional strengths, but even a broken clock is corrected twice a day. And just because they can occasionally produce good episodes doesn't mean that they will ever regain the artistic integrity that once defined the show. Because of that, I do not believe Family Guy will ever be able to end on a truly good note, and it probably will end mediocre at best, which is something I personally dread, because Family Guy is a big comfort show for me and I genuinely love it. I even run an entire channel talking about the show and discussing it with other fans, simply because I enjoy it, not because it makes any money, because it doesn't. For that reason, I dread the day that the show finally does end, because it's missed its opportunity to end with artistic integrity. However, I know it's only a matter of time until Family Guy is cancelled, and with that, we will have to properly accept its death and the death of our favourite characters. Hi everyone, please ignore the audio quality difference in this outro. For some reason, my phone just won't let me record an outro on the actual app that I use to edit my videos. So I have to do it here. So I'm going to do it really quickly. Just want to thank everybody so much for all the interaction on my last video. It honestly, it makes me feel so happy. I go to bed with such a big smile on my face whenever I get to see all the interaction in the comment section and get to have genuine discussions. Like, if I can think of a reply, I'm replying immediately. Like, the minute I see a comment, I'm right in there. Anyone who commented on my last video, anyone who's commented on any of my videos, thank you so much. If you have any thoughts about this video, please let me know in the comment section. If you completely disagree with me, that is also completely fine, and definitely let me know in the comment section, because I would love to hear your opinion, because this is something that I feel very passionately about. Most people very much believe that the newest season of Family Guy is actually insanely creative. I personally have not seen the newest season yet, so I am not sure. So please let me know your thoughts. Thank you so much for 100 subscribers. Okay, I don't want to freak out in my short outro. Oh goodness, I won't even be able to add a long outro to this. Okay, this is the outro then, guys. Thank you so much for 100 subscribers. I'm not even gonna set a subscriber goal, because my goal was gonna be like, my goal is always in tens, so like 10, 20, 30. But not only did we get from, what was it, like 96 to 100, which was my target, we got to 110, we got to 120, we got to 130. We're at 136 subscribers just from one video, which is just mind-blowing. Thank you so much to any new subscribers. Hello, by the way, hi. I'm sorry that the structure of this outro is a little bit messy. It will hopefully be fixed. I don't know if the app needs an update or something, but I'm afraid of doing anything and losing my video. Thank you so much for watching. If anyone has actually seen Smiling Friends or thinks there are any like adult cartoons that I should be watching, please let me know, because I've never seen South Park, I've never seen American Dad, The Cleveland Show, Rick and Morty, no other real adult cartoons other than Smiling Friends, which I only recently got into because of my boyfriend, and Family Guy. So if there's any adult cartoons that you're like, oh, this has a similar fan base, or that you think like is a great show, Please let me know. Anyway, I'm not going to let this horrible audio quality carry on for too long. Just thank you so much, everybody, so much. And I will see you in my next video. Thank you. Bye.